subscribers. Today, I invite you to listen to a story about how something unknown knocks on the window every night. Enjoy listening.
They moved into the house in autumn, an old wooden manor on the outskirts of a forgotten village surrounded by birch trees and wild shrubs. Andre noticed it first. The house seemed to be watching the world cautiously, like an old man with bad memories. "Look how cozy it is," said Mila, his wife. "The air, the silence, it feels like childhood at the dacha." But on the very first night, Andre was woken by a sound. Knock, knock. He opened his eyes. The room was dark, the curtains swaying slightly in the draft. He thought, just the wind, a tree branch maybe. Nothing. Knock, knock, knock. He sat up in bed. The sound was coming from the window. Slow, deliberate tapping, like knuckles against the glass. He got up, pulled the curtain aside. No one there, just silence. Black branches scratching lazily against the pane. He went back to bed, but unease had settled in his chest like a weight. The next night, again, knock, 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 knock. He jolted awake. 2:13 a.m. on the clock. The knocking was regular, almost rhythmic. He stepped outside with a flashlight. Nothing. The snow was untouched, not a single footprint. "Maybe it's an animal," Mila offered. "An animal doesn't knock like that," Andre replied. On the fourth night, Andre stayed awake in a chair near the window, clutching a thermos of coffee and a baseball bat. 2:12, silence. 2:13, knock. Then again. He yanked the curtain. There was a figure, outside, inches from the glass. No visible face, just a silhouette, tall, thin, one hand raised mid-knock, frozen. So was Andre. "Hey," he shouted, "who are you?" But the figure didn't move. He ran to the door, burst outside. Nothing, no footprints, just his own trailing behind him. From then on, he couldn't sleep. The knocking came every night at 2:13 sharp. He tried taking photos, recording video, catching it, but all he ever got was the knock-knock and then nothing. After a week, Mila said, "Have you noticed it's getting louder?" He had. It started soft, barely audible. Now it was a fist on the window, and not just the bedroom window anymore. It moved. The living room, the kitchen, the nursery. Though they had no children, on the 9th night they gave up, drove to a motel, and they slept peacefully. But in the morning, on their car's windshield, were words written by a finger on the glass. "Why did you leave?" Andre nearly dropped the keys. He climbed into the driver's seat, looked into the rearview mirror, and saw a shape in the back seat, a shadow. He turned around. Nothing there. They went back to the house, installed cameras, watched the clock tick. 2:13, knock, 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 knock. The cameras recorded everything on the footage, the window, and outside it, a black figure. The face was blurred like the camera couldn't focus, but its head turned. It looked directly into the lens. Mila sat beside Andre, staring at the screen. On it, the figure by the window. But in real life, a knock came from inside, from the wardrobe. They turned at once. The wardrobe door was ajar. Through the crack, something looked out. A face, empty, gray, with eyes like holes cut from paper. They were never seen again. The house stands abandoned now. But sometimes, local children gather at the fence and whisper, "We hear someone knocking," from inside every night at 2:13.